All right, let's dive right into this explainer. We're going to be confronting some stories of survival that honestly feel utterly miraculous. I mean, we're talking about the literally mathematically impossible, like walking away from an atomic detonation, not just once, but twice. Have you ever heard a story of someone surviving an absolute catastrophe and thought to yourself, wow, what are the odds of that? Well, today, we aren't just looking at those odds, we are going to completely tear them apart. We're exploring the hidden mechanics behind those staggering moments when human beings actually walk away from absolute destruction.
2. It seems like a small, kind of insignificant number, right? Well, until you realize it, it represents the exact number of atomic bomb blasts a man named Tsutomu Yamaguchi survived. Think about that. He was in Hiroshima for the very first detonation, somehow surviving the unthinkable, and then he fled home to Nagasaki, just in time to be caught in the second one. Being present for one of the most destructive forces ever unleashed by humanity is a wild historic anomaly, but surviving a second one, that stretches our entire human comprehension of probability until it literally just snaps.
And hey, if surviving 2 nuclear detonations breaks your brain a little, consider the mathematical absurdity of the number 3. This represents a fully documented case where 3 generations of a single family were struck by lightning in the exact same physical spot. We always say lightning never strikes twice to describe the impossible, right? But the universe apparently just bypassed twice and went straight to 3 to make a point. It completely shatters our standard expectations of random chance. Because, look, we really can't just brush these off as mere coincidences. That's a bit intellectually lazy, and it totally dismisses the incredible reality of what actually happened. Instead, we have to classify them as identifiable patterns, what statisticians might call a glitch in probability. Basically, this is an anomaly where an individual survives the mathematically impossible. And when we spot a glitch like this, we shouldn't just sit back in amazement. We need to investigate the underlying mechanism at play here. How does human biology persist when the math dictates it should be eradicated?
So, awe is a fantastic starting point, for sure, but it doesn't give us answers. How did Yamaguchi actually walk away? Well, to find out, we have to put away that comforting myth of the winning lottery ticket, actually pull out the calculator, and look at the cold, hard science of surviving the end of the world.
We are leaving the abstract idea of luck entirely behind us now, and entering what experts call the survival zone. Guys, this isn't magic. It is a strictly defined set of precise physical conditions and extreme biological resilience required to survive catastrophic forces. It's this razor-thin, highly specific window where human life can miraculously negotiate with death. Think of this survival zone kind of like a precise mathematical equation. You've got 3 main variables you have to solve for: exact distance, environmental shielding, and localized resilience to energy pulses. Alter even one of those slightly, and the whole equation fails. So let's break down that first vital ingredient.
The absolute baseline boundary begins at exactly 1.9 miles from the epicenter of a historic atomic blast. Any closer than that, and the sheer forces of physics just overwhelm the body, rendering any biological resilience completely irrelevant. But right at that 1.9-mile mark, the destructive forces dissipate just enough for physical barriers to actually start making a real difference. It is the ultimate high-wire act of physics.
Now, at that exact 1.9-mile boundary, you aren't just facing some generic explosion. You're hit by 2 instantaneous threats. First, a blinding thermal pulse so absolute it instantly ignites materials. And second, a silent radiation pulse that penetrates straight down to your cellular DNA. Standing out in the open at this exact distance, yeah, your survival odds instantly drop to 0.
But this is exactly where the physical environment becomes your saving grace. See, your body alone cannot take the hit. But heavy building shielding, specifically concrete mass and its structural shadow, that absorbs the thermal wave and severely attenuates the radiation. The architecture is literally negotiating with the blast on your behalf. It provided the temporary armor Yamaguchi needed to stay safely inside that survival zone.
You know, we love the comforting myth of survival as just dumb luck, don't we? That idea that some people are just born under a lucky star, mostly because it makes a chaotic universe feel somewhat whimsical. But the reality is far more fascinating. It's extreme biological resilience meeting hard physics. Surviving an atomic blast or those wild repeated generational lightning strikes isn't a free pass from the universe. No, it's a profound testament to the structural integrity of the world and the breathtaking durability of the human machine.
These miraculous survivors, they're basically walking, breathing stress tests. They aren't just anomalies to be dismissed with a quick shrug. They are vital data points. They demonstrate the absolute extreme edge of what the human body can actually bear against fundamental laws of physics.
They show us the literal maximum load we can take when the environment provides just enough friction against disaster.
So the next time you hear a story of unbelievable survival, don't just chalk it up to a guardian angel or a lucky break. Stop and remember the math. Remember the physics. Are we merely drifting through life hoping to avoid disaster by random chance? Or, when pushed into the absolute extremes of the survival zone, is the human body actually built to endure the mathematically impossible? It really makes you wonder. Keep questioning the impossible, and keep learning.